defense is what is keeping them in this game. They have to stop with the pre-snap penalties, and that 7 points they gave to the Browns off of those penalties, that just can't happen.
All right, AJ, thank you. And Tyrod Taylor is not starting at quarterback here in the second half. That is Davis Mills, the third-round draft pick out of Stanford. And the number 2 quarterback with Mark Ingram in the backfield alongside of him. And this is Ingram with the carry off the left side for a couple. Ronnie Harrison with the stop. It'll be second down.
Did you see anything, Greg, that would lead you to believe that there's a reason why Taylor is not playing quarterback right now?
I did not, and I'm looking on the sidelines for him, and I don't see him immediately. And now David Culley is going out to the huddle and looks like he's reading someone the riot act. That is Anthony Auclair, a tight end, just getting off the turf. Well, Coach Culley wanted to make a point, and he went all the way out into the middle of the field to make it.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened to Taylor. I don't even think that he got touched in the first half. The good news for Houston is that Laramie Tunsil is back in at left tackle.
Left one. Lady! Look up! Ingram again. Hit almost immediately by Jadeveon Clowney.
Well, Gray, this changes the game tremendously for Cleveland, because now you don't really have to deal with Taylor's mobility, and now you have a rookie, so you could maybe expect, maybe not this series, but if Mills stays in the game, expect a lot of different looks from Joe Woods, the defensive coordinator.
Mills to throw. Short pass over the middle and complete, a little bit behind Brandon Cooks. Let's go down to A.J. Ross.
Well, Greg, we're just hearing from the team that Texans quarterback Tyrod Taylor is out with a hamstring, as well as wide receiver Danny Amendola with a hamstring. He is out as well.
Wow.
Boy.
A.J., thank you. Do recall that on running down the sideline, it was a soft run, but then when he came to the near side of the field, came out of bounds. Remember, he made that face
when he was getting outside.
Yep.
When Garrett made that rush and made him flush out of the pocket.
Dimitri Felton, zone 22, hit before he reaches the 30-yard line. So Tyrod, just to refresh your memory, 10 of 11 in the first half for 125 yards and a touchdown. And he ran 15 yards for a TD as well. But yeah, changes the whole Houston offense.
It changes everything, really. The game plan changes, the strengths. You know, certainly Tim Kelly, the offensive coordinator, and David Culley, when they installed the game plan, it was not with Mills in mind as the starter.
This is Nick Chubb. Penalty marker down on the far side of the field.
Illegal formation, offense. Eligible receiver covered up. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So that is the first Cleveland penalty of the day. And it makes it 1st and 15.
Could change the mentality of Kevin Stefanski as well. Knowing that Taylor's on the sideline or in the locker room, and you've got a rookie at quarterback, so really expect him to lead with the run game.
Mayfield Harrison Bryant. Let's go back to the last time Taylor had the football, and he throws it away there. There's a bit of an indication that he might have been in some distress. Second and 9.
Hey, 4-1. Lucky.
Mayfield hit his man across the 40 at about the 42-yard line. That's Rashard Higgins for a first down. 13 yards.
It's like old times, you know, Mayfield and Rashard Higgins, you know, they go way back with a special connection. You know, Higgins may be the odd man out with, you know, the likes of Anthony Schwartz. But in this game, he's going to have to be and go back to being that reliable target for Baker Mayfield.
Hey, we got to go. Hey, Rico.
Mayfield, that's complete. And the catch is made by Harrison Bryant. It'll be second down. Grab your gear. CBS just solved Monday's first NCIS returns on a new night with an answer to last season's explosive cliffhanger. Then say aloha. The world's most successful television series continues on the seductive shores of Hawaii. Vanessa Lachey stars in NCIS Hawaii. New series tomorrow on CBS. Second and 4. Chubb. And they'll give it to going the other way. Anthony Schwartz. And Schwartz is tackled back behind the line of scrimmage and penalty markers fly. Christian Kirksey making the stop. Let's see what the flags are all about.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 58. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So Kirksey gets flagged for that.
Well, and I was just about to say that was such a great read and effort by Kirksey, who had to chase down really the fastest man on the field from inside out.
So instead of being a tackle for a loss, it's a first down, and the ball is now at the Houston 37-yard line.
Hey, 5-8.
180. Is that Mayfield completes it. And Austin Hooper is stacked up at about the 32. So it's a pickup of about 5, and Mayfield now 15 out of 17 throwing today.
Really hasn't been that aggressive. You know, last week they were very aggressive, threw the ball down the field 7 times. You know, 3 of those, and they were a big 3. They were able to connect. You know, Lovie Smith and the Houston Texans, they're going to play a lot of zone defense. They're going to keep everybody deep. So it's really exercising Mayfield's patience in this game. But I would think that you've got to start to take a few shots and loosen up these defensive backs in their zone.
1 second and 5. They'll give it to Chubb, and Chubb breaks for the first down and a little bit more inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
He is so good when you watch Nick Chubb. Watch how often in a game he makes the extra guy miss at the line of scrimmage. You hear about having an 8-man front, having the extra guy, right, to account for the running back. But he freezes so many players at the hole. That's what makes him so special.
First down. Chubb again. Dragged to a stop at the line of scrimmage maybe just a little bit more by Ross Blacklock. We're talking about the receiving problems for the Cleveland Browns. Remember Odell Beckham Jr. Week 7 ended his season last year, torn ACL, and both he and the Browns say he's just not quite ready to come back and be an active participant on the field. 2nd and 9. Mayfield looks right, pulls it down. On the move and throws complete. Penalty marker is down in the backfield. That moves complete to Chubb out of the backfield.
Holding. Offense. Number 78. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's the right tackle, Jack Conklin.
What the Texans have done today against the Browns in their passing game, and they've done a good job of making Baker Mayfield hold the ball. And when he doesn't get it to his first read right away, he's really struggled getting to the second guy, and by that time there's been pressure in his face and they force him to do something.
Quick pass to the near side. That is complete to Demetric Felton, and Felton still on his feet inside the 10 to the goal line. Touchdown Cleveland.
Boy, Greg, what a piece of running. What a piece of running. There's no inside pursuit. And then that little juke move and that little awareness to get outside of Eric Reed. Talked about somebody had to step up and make a play. Your playmakers are out. What a catch and run.
Demetric Felton, his first NFL touchdown, the rookie out of UCLA. Combines with Baker Mayfield to give the Cleveland Browns the lead in 21-14.
When you're driving a Lincoln, stress seems to evaporate into thin air, which leaves us to wonder, where does it go? Does it get tangled up in knots? Or fall victim to gravity? Or maybe it winds up somewhere over the Bermuda Triangle. Perhaps you'll come up with your own theory of where the stress goes. Behind the wheel of a Lincoln is a mighty fine place to start.
This one is intercepted.
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. That's 7 times the... That's 7 times the entertainment, because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
With DirecTV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand together. Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman.
Be serious!
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Attention foodies. With this fusion of prime rib steak, melted provolone, and other magical melty stuff, Arby's is now officially a fusion restaurant. Chef Smooch, Arby's, we have the meat.
This isn't just a walk up the stairs. When you have an irregular heartbeat, it's more. It's dignity. The freedom to go where you want, knowing your doctor can watch over your heart.
Who are these people who manipulate and exploit and murder?
Shots fired, agent down.
We have to work together out here.
Everybody down!
So who's behind this?
A college football doubleheader on CBS begins Saturday at noon Eastern. Mountain West matchup between Boise State and Utah State. Then at 3:30, the SEC on CBS. 7th-ranked Texas A&M clashing with number 16 Arkansas. A full afternoon of college football. That's Saturday here on CBS. Baker Mayfield, since that pick by Justin Reed, has been perfection.
Well, you can argue that that interception really wasn't his fault. I would put that on the wide receiver.
Andre Roberts stands at his goal line for the Houston Texans. 7:50 to play here in the third quarter. He's going to run it out from a yard deep. 15. Hit at the 20. Penalty marker flies. Here's Brad Rogers.
During the return, blocking the back, return team, number 30, half the distance to the goal, first down, Houston.
So Philip Lindsay's block in the back draws the flag, and this pushes the Texans back inside their 10-yard line. Davis Mills out of Stanford. And their third-round draft pick now in charge of the offense.
Meet the dog pound, Greg. Meet the dog pound, young man.
A little mix-up in the backfield. He keeps it and brings it forward to about the 9.5-yard line. So if you ask the question, well, how many snaps in practice does the backup get? The answer right now would be not enough.
I would say pretty much takes all the mental reps. Here's what Houston has to do. Okay, as a player, you've come in this game and you have played your tail off. All these players, you can't have a letdown. Even though there's no Taylor, you've still got to be able to bring that intensity, because right now, you can see this defense, they've started to wake up a little bit, and this crowd is rocking. So you've got to help out the young quarterback and go out there and make plays and still play with that intensity you played with in the first half.
Now, how do you call the game at this point? Here is the young quarterback at his own 8-yard line, and on third down and 10, do you throw it?
You've got to be careful, because I don't think you can afford to hold it. And you've got to be aware, again, of Garrett. This time he's lined up over the right tackle.
He is going to throw it over the middle. The dive, and let's see who came up with the football. The crowd says it's the Browns. And so do the officials. Malcolm Smith and Andre Roberts meeting at the football.
That's just beautiful awareness from Malcolm Smith. Rolling and feeling Roberts coming in behind him. Rolling back inside. That throw was there just for a heartbeat. But Malcolm Smith, he's playing for Anthony Walker, who was just put on IR. And these linebackers got picked on last week against the Chiefs. But just felt Roberts, read the eyes of Mills, and makes a beautiful, soul-crushing interception for David Culley.
Houston didn't turn the ball over at all last week, twice today. And Cleveland now with the ball at the Texans' 18-yard line.
Didn't I say before that snap you asked me he shouldn't have thrown the ball?
Yes.
No. But he shouldn't have thrown the ball.
Philosophically or physically? Either one.
Either or.
Either one.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to be disappointed. His team came ready to play.
Yep. They
came ready to play and went blow for blow with what a lot of people say are one of the top teams in the AFC.
David Culley turned 66 years old on Friday. This is not a great birthday present for him right now. Nick Chubb inside the 15 to about the 12.
So now if you're Houston, this defense, it's time for turnovers. You've got to try and chop that ball, get the ball out. But you've got to make something happen right here because you've got to stop this momentum that Cleveland and this stadium is starting to get on a roll.
That is Roy Lopez on the turf. We'll take a break.
The best things America makes are the things America makes out here. The history she writes in her clear blue skies, the legends she births on hometown fields, and the future she promises. When we made Grand Wagoneer, proudly assembled in America, we knew no object would ever rank with the best things in this country. But we believed we could make something worthy of their spirit.
This one's for every fantasy football guru who just got out-drafted by AutoPick. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Have to catch an early train, gotta be to work by 9. And if I had an airplane, I still couldn't make it on time. It's just another manic Monday.
Welcome to Allstate, where savings from our new lower auto rates follow you everywhere. Now, get new lower auto rates. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
Our crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich can make you feel a lot of things. The spicy one can make you feel, what's the word? Tingly? Yeah, tingly. McDonald's spicy, crispy chicken sandwich.
Our house seemed like a dream come true. Great character, great neighborhood.
Until Mrs. Cashman started feeding the neighborhood cats.
All the cats. We need to move right now.
With Rocket Mortgage, we can adjust our home loan options in real time.
Customize our monthly payment, down payment, and closing costs.
Please?
And no cats.
It was a catastrophe.
Just no.
When you need control over your home loan, Rocket can.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket can. Allstate. Save money like a champion with Allstate. And by FanDuel. Make every moment more.
Just under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and the Browns with a 2nd and 4. Play fake and Chubb. Mayfield, all kinds of time. Spins away from trouble again, and now is going to run for it to the 10 and out of bounds. Run out by Grugier Hill. It'll be 3rd and about 2. And down.
That's Justin Reed. He's been your biggest playmaker here in the preseason. He has been phenomenal today. Had an interception last week. Remember on that drive, forced a fumble, had another pick, but this one here is a big one.
David Culley looking for answers. He'll be back.
The Bud Light logo makes people think our seltzer is a beer, so we recruited retired NFL player Nick Mangold to block it out.
Twice this year? My mom was so jealous. Oh, it's a hard seltzer.
Just here to do my job. And he said, I think Melanie is the one.
Oh, it's going in. Why are you here?
Great speech.
Bud Light Seltzer. No beer, just great taste.
With FanDuel Fantasy, you can make your dream team a reality again and again. Make your pulse go up and down and up again when your team rises in the ranks with every play all day long. And if you get your lineup just right, you can make big season-long wins without the season-long waits. Make every small moment add up to one big moment with FanDuel Fantasy. New customers play free for $1 million. FanDuel, make every moment more.
Get ready. It's time for the savings event of the year, the Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon.
And this Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon, there's no telling what we might bundle.
Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon. Bundle cars, trucks, colonials, bungalows, and that weird hut your uncle lives in. So strike up the Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon band for the deal that started forever ago and will probably never end. Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon. Say it with me.
Home and Auto Bundle.
No one's leaving till you say it right.
Home and Bundle.
With a top-rated app that lets you deposit checks and transfer money anytime, anywhere, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like...
I'll take Barkley.
Yes! Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
Grill's the heart of the kitchen. Grill's the heart of the kitchen. It's where the magic happens. This is where we're making the food. It all comes together here. We season it, we grill it, and it tastes great. That's my favorite part, laying it down. Listen to that sizzle.
The chance to take someone else's power for yourself, you can't deny that would feel good.
You never take me down.
You say we're partners? Then trust me.
Can we trust anybody?
Nail him to the pyre, Joan of Arc style.
Well, Houston's Justin Reed walked off the field under his own power and made his way to the blue tent. We'll keep you advised on that. Meanwhile, Kareem Hunt in the backfield. 3rd and 3. Hunt stacked up at the 12-yard line. And so that'll bring the field goal unit on. Malik Collins making the stop.
Well, that's the play you needed for the Texans. That, I mean, right there, you cannot give up a first down. And for them to be able to force, after just a catastrophic third quarter, to force Cleveland to a field goal attempt, that's a huge win for Houston if they want any chance of getting back into this game.
First field goal try for Chase McLaughlin this season. That one is perfect from 30 yards out. 4:40 to play in the third. 24-14. Cleveland down to AJ.
Well, Greg, after that Davis Mills interception, wide receiver Brandon Cooks was one of the guys that pulled him aside here on the sideline to encourage him to let that go, shake it off, and reset. Cooks has been talking with offensive coordinator Tim Kelly throughout this last few minutes here with the Browns drive, no doubt talking through what throws and schemes he's most comfortable with when he gets back on offense.
Thanks, AJ. It's a funny thing, Adam, that you can talk a great deal, but nothing fixes things like good old game experience, huh?
Good old live bullets every time. And the game has a tendency to speed up. But you can see that the Cleveland defense, they came to life a little bit. I don't think they had a really good first half. Didn't make enough plays that were there to be made. And you can see they started flying around a little bit. Got to figure out a way here to stop that, because you cannot let this defense get confident and tee off on your rookie quarterback.
Desmond King will not field this one. It'll go into the end zone for the touchback. Remember, prior to week 1, we had these Houston Texans, and I asked David Culley, who's your emergency quarterback? After Tyrod Taylor and after Davis Mills, and he said, me, meaning himself. The clearly wasn't Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, so I don't think he wants to go down that route. But you can still run the football here. It's a 10-point game. The problem is Cleveland has been doing a great job in stuffing your run.
This is Mark Ingram. And Ingram breaking free at the line of scrimmage and across the 30 to about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line, brought down by Malcolm Smith.
Well, it's runs like this is why they really brought him here, because he's the tone setter for Houston. His energy, his leadership. And when you need to get this drive started to give yourself a chance, get a positive play on first down, give it to Mark Ingram, he's going to pick up 8.
Coach Culley's so effusive in his praise of Mark Ingram and his leadership skills. Lindsey trying the right side. That gets enough for the first down out to the 38. So let's see. The Browns listened to you and began to run the football earlier in this game. And now apparently the Texans are keyed into what you say as well.
Well, I have a 50-50 shot. I can either say, hey, you've got to throw the ball more, Greg, or you've got to run the ball more. And so
either you do or you don't.
Yes, sir.
Mike 5-2. Here we go. Under 3.5 to play here in the third quarter. Mills to throw. Watson, lots of time, and going to go deep down the middle of the field and incomplete. Brandon Cooks was behind both Cleveland defenders.
And they almost had it. Watch Cook. He wants to break to the outside. And then Mills thinks, hey, I've got an angle on the safety right between Greg Newsome and John Johnson. So there's just an example of not quite being on the same page. I think Cooks thought that it was covered, but Mills tried to lead him back into the middle and just couldn't get it to him.
On 2nd and 10, this is Ingram again, and Ingram to about 40, maybe the 41. Hey, if you're Brandon Cooks, don't you figure your quarterback's about out of time with the way this Cleveland defense can rush the quarterback?
You would think so. Look, Brandon Cooks has played with a lot of quarterbacks, and he seems to find a way to be a quarterback's best friend and get up to speed rather quickly. Obviously a favorite of Deshaun Watson. He and Tyrod Taylor had a special connection. Now he's got to make a big catch on 3rd down for Davis Mills and the Houston offense.
Houston converted 4 of their first 5 third down opportunities. They are 0 for their last 3. And they have a 3rd and 7 here. To the outside. That is complete for a first down. Being rolled down at the 40-yard line is the tight end, Jordan Akins.
Left side, Jordan Akins on Troy Hill, and that's tough coverage. Troy Hill, excellent slot corner. This time he's tasked with covering the tight end, and Akins, who is really an athlete and a pass catcher.
We have a penalty flag down in that area of the field.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 88 spinning the ball in the opponent's bench. That's number 88's first taunt toward disqualification.
You know, I've seen worse taunts than that in first grade.
Well, you're going way back. You're going way back, but
I mean, I understand the intent.
Yeah, look, they're putting a big. That's a point of emphasis. How many times do we hear that? Point of emphasis. Really want to crack down on taunting, and boy, made a huge play, and that one hurts. But at least you still picked up the first down.
Now from their own 43. Play fake to Lindsey. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That was Jordan Akins. Update time from New York, the NFL Today. JP, Coach Bill Cowher, take it away.
Hey, Greg, so far, no concerns about Buffalo.
Yeah, Josh Allen getting back on track. He has 2 touchdown passes on the day. The second one there to Dawson Knox. finishing an 8th play, 75-yard drive. They leave 21-0 over the Miami Dolphins.
Hey, Greg, Adam wasn't cracking on us because we use old school examples, was he?
Oh, no. He wouldn't do that.
No, come on, JB. JB's got to know his personnel better than that. I'm old school myself.
Will mix up again in the backfield. The penalty marker is down, and so is Mills. Grant Delpit making the stop at the 40-yard line. Flag on the field.
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 13 and number 85. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 3rd down.
So Pharaoh Brown's going to go across in motion. And if two guys are in motion, they both have to be set for at least one count. They didn't get it done, not on the same page. And for a football team that has been pretty clean for the first 2 games of the season, all of a sudden things starting to unravel. 3rd and 13.
And they're up against the play clock here. 3, 2, 1. They have to call a timeout. So I have a question, Adam, about the coaching during the week. How do you decide, if you're the head coach, how much to devote to your starter and how much to devote to your backup in case he's pressed into duty?
Well, in my day, you wanted to reach way back, right? You wanted to go back to your first grade. I'm going to go way back in my day as a player. Backup quarterbacks don't really get reps. You got to get the mental reps, and you got to be ready to play and come off the bench. Certainly, 2 very different styles in game plan. If you're planning something for Taylor as opposed to Davis Mills, this is a tough situation, there's no doubt. Not an easy situation. He has shown a willingness to throw into traffic in the middle of the field. I'd probably stay away from the hash marks if I was Mills.
3rd and 13. A little flip out to the near side and out to midfield and across midfield, and about the 46-yard line is David Johnson for a 1st down. We have a Brown down on the field. That is Malcolm Smith. We'll take a break with 1:06 to play in the 3rd.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop. Shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop. Shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
I could maybe eat 2 cheeseburgers and a cherry limeade.
Oh, yeah. What size? Route 44?
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home.
And if you're going to do it wrong, do it right.
Well, if you're going to
eat the dessert.
Eat
Buy
a dessert.
the shoes. Besides, the drink is half off.
You have too many shoes.
I know.
We're back on the Corona Hotline Show. Let's take a call.
Tony, my fantasy team's up by 40 and all my opponent has left is his kicker.
You guys know what that means. It's line time.
Live time.
Find your game day good life.
New customers get our best deals on all smartphones.
That's right. But what if I'm already a customer? Oh, no problem. Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
Same deal. Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
Oh, it's a great deal. What if I'm new to AT&T?
Cam, can...
Oh, nice.
Hey, but what about for existing customers?
Same deal.
Is he okay?
It's not complicated. With AT&T, everyone gets our best deals on every smartphone.
Hello?
She can see us.
Yes.
Oh my God, they're here. They're all behind you.
Hello?
I don't see anybody.
There's a guy dressed like Hamilton.
How do you know about Hamilton?
One of them's not wearing any pants.
Oh, yeah. You like that?
Are you talking about Alexander Hamilton? Did that little twerp become famous?
Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 8, only on NFL Network.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, and secure. And by Sonic. This is how we Sonic.
Back at First Energy Stadium with less than a minute to play here in the third quarter. First down for the Texans. And the give is to Ingram. And Ingram will be marked down at about the 43-yard line. What a mood swing in this game for both these teams.
You better believe it. Boy, that first half was as good of a first half. I was really excited. You'd have to think that David Culley was very pleased with how his team was playing on the road. But with no Taylor, it's tough.
On 2nd and 7, they'll give to Ingram once again, and Ingram not very much on the left side.
And another one.
This is an epidemic.
Is that Kirksey? Or, excuse me, not Kirksey. Kirksey is on the Texans.
That is 58, Malik McDowell. Although there have been a couple of serious injuries that have knocked some guys out of the game. By the way, Jarvis Landry has been ruled out for the rest of this game. There have been a lot of down, come out, take a look at them, they pop up, and they're back at work. We've come to the end of 3 here in Cleveland. We'll be right back.
I'm Cedric the Entertainer, and I'm hosting this year's Emmys. It's gonna be a great time, y'all.
The Emmys, live tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on CBS.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Hey, it's your journey. Own it. Lease the Elantra for $169 a month, or get an Elantra or Sonata for 0.9% APR for 60 months. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Get great offers from GM Financial and $1,750 cash allowance on Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Ohio.
No! Brains are for that other thing!
I've done it! I turned $10 into $500,000 cash!
The new scratch-off from the Ohio Lottery.
More than 28 million in prizes? Oh, but you still got to play! Genius!
That would... Fun! It's fun!
It's your journey. Own it. The Hyundai Kona. Get 1.9% APR for 60 months on the Kona, or lease for $189 a month. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
460 new Chevys, Buicks, and GMCs are headed to Chess Round.
Along with our producer, Jonathan Siegel, our director, Mark Grant, Craig Gumbel, Adam Archula, AJ Ross, and the rest of our CBS Sports crew, we start the 4th here in Cleveland. The Browns with a 10-point lead. 3rd and 6 for Houston at the 42-yard line of Cleveland.
They liked crossers when Taylor was a quarterback.
On the run, throwing deep. Penalty marker is down. Another penalty marker down. One in the middle of the field, one where the pass was intended for Cooks, and Greg Newsome was there.
Newsome never turned around and played the football, and couldn't quite see what the first flag was for. You might get a hands to the face.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Holding. Defense number 23. That penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense number 20. That ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down, Houston.
So this is a huge, huge move for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, and you can see that's an easy one. Newsome never turns around, plays the ball, hands are all over him, and you bail them out. Look, 3rd down, it's one thing, you know, the Chiefs last week, Mahomes causes you a lot of problems on 3rd down. In this game, the Texans have been excellent, whether it's by Browns penalties or mistakes or just letting them convert. They've got to fix that part of their defense.
That penalty was good for 27 yards. Mark Ingram, no running room on this side of the field. It'll be 2nd down.
But if you're Houston right now and you can find some way, we've got 14 minutes here, almost 15 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. If you can find a way to get a touchdown out of this, I mean, the game is still, as amazing as that sounds, as difficult as that may be, you are still in it.
2nd and 8. Mills to throw. Complete inside the 10, and down at the 6-yard line is Cooks. So it'll be 3rd and 1.
Joe Woods trying to find out that magic recipe here on 3rd and 1. This is a tough down. Mark Ingram is in the game. I would run this football. And certainly this is 4-down territory.
Ingram has the first down. Inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Houston.
Tim Kelly trying to figure out what the magic recipe is for the young quarterback. Much different red zone offense than I'm sure that he envisioned before this game. Well, David Johnson has been here for a couple years, the main target. He's not in the game right now. It's still Ingram. Expect a run.
Ingram to the 2. And not much farther than that. That was the 14th play of a drive that is now approaching 7 minutes.
You would almost think that right now your best opportunity is to run the football 3 straight times if you're Houston.
Ingram again, not going to get there. Number 33, Ronnie Harrison, crashing into the backfield to make the tackle.
You've got to have better edge control than that. Harrison just comes right off the edge. He's an unblocked player, and the rest of that defensive line does a good job of stacking it up. And Harrison, all he has to do is clean it up. 2 yards, this is tough duty here. Do you have the guts to run play action?
Philip Lindsay in the backfield in place of Ingram.
I would avoid the middle. You got to throw this outside.
Quick slant, touchdown, Houston.
Good play design. This is the same play that Malcolm Butler intercepted in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, but this time the Texans, they executed just right, and the Browns have no answer right there. Just an easy window for Davis Mills to throw that football, and what a drive.
8 minutes and 8 seconds. 16 plays. Houston was 4 for 4 on third down during that drive.
Yeah, but the Browns' mistakes let them off the hook.
Extra point is good. Plenty of time. 11:32 to play in the fourth quarter. There's no quit in the Houston Texans.
Yeah, a win feels good. But you know what feels better? A BetMGM win. Hitting overs, hitting unders, covering those spreads. Woo! That's how we do, baby. Now hold on a second. Now you're winning with the king of sportsbooks. Let's go.
If Mark, Mr. Cartoon Machado, didn't have the fighting spirit to draw out his passion, he never would have turned chrome into a canvas. If he let a lack of tools stop him, he never would have started tattooing using a homemade machine. And if he listened to those who said you need an art degree, he never would have perfected the street look that made him a street legend. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
So what came first, the grilled cheese or the burger?
So you know the burger had to come first. You go back hundreds of years. Oh, cheese has been around hundreds of years, too.
Okay.
Sonic grilled cheeseburger.
So...
Wow, this is a good debate.
So if I was a sneakerhead, cashing in on that sweet employee discount, I could still get the Patrick price?
Yep. State Farm has rates that fit any budget.
Nice.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Emily used to let nothing come between her and her WNBA action.
Emily.
No, thank you! Busy!
Then Emily got YouTube TV. Now her live TV can also record all of everything. No cable box needed. This is the happiest Emily's ever been.
I'm always this happy.
Same live TV and unlimited DVR, live alerts, so much better. YouTube TV. Try it free.
Queen Latifah returns in The Equalizer, Sunday, October 10th on CBS. Thursday Night Football is only on NFL Network. We're here for a primetime showdown in the Lone Star State. Panthers, Texans, Week 3 starts here. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 8, only on NFL Network.
11:32 to play in the fourth quarter. The Cleveland lead is 3 at 24-21, and now will come the heavy emphasis on the Houston Texans defense to try to hold and give the ball back to their offense. Demetric Felton, 2 yards deep in his end zone. And this one, he will return from the 2. 15. And will be stopped short of the 20-yard line. Back here into the booth in a game that has been so strange in so many ways. You got Baker Mayfield leaving with an injury and coming back. Jarvis Landry leading, did not return. Tyrod Taylor is out for an injury, and now we have Davis Mills, who just threw his first professional touchdown pass. One thing that's really interesting, Myles Garrett, one of the best pass rushers in football. The only time we've mentioned his name is to say that he hasn't done anything in the game yet.
Yep, they've done a really good job of really neutralizing him and taking it out of the game. And, you know, credit Houston when you thought the game was going to start to get away from them, they kind of brought it back together and put together a great drive.
Green punt to the outside.
Greg, I kind of go back to that first interception that Mills threw. This defense was put in a bad spot, but they were able to hold Cleveland to just a field goal attempt instead of a touchdown, and that's why we're able to sit here. David Culley is able to be here, only down 3 here with 11 minutes left in the game.
There's a look at Davis Mills.
Is that Reed again. That's the second time.
These games are hard hitting, but these injuries are frequent.
This game is.
Reed. Yep. He'll take his time. We'll take.
You know how some carriers give you so little for your older busted phone you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, we upgrade it. You dunk it, doggy bone it, slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it. We upgrade it.
Get a 5G phone on us with select plans.
Every customer, current, new, or business.
Because everyone deserves better.
And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Well, Geico's 85 years isn't just about time, you know. It means experience. I mean, put it this way. If I told you I'd been jarring raspberry preserves for 85 years, what would you think? Well, at first, you'd be like, that has got to be some scrumptious jam. And then you'd think, he looks fantastic. I must know his skincare routine.
Geico, saving people money for 85 years.
Big bud.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and
burgers.
There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hard work? Sure. Guesswork? No thank you. Because when you're on a mission, you want to get it right the first time. That's where the Home Depot comes in, with an app to rent and reserve the right tools with just a tap. With convenient image search options, and with the ability to see how something looks in your space before you even buy it. It's how the Home Depot takes the guesswork out of the hard work. The Home Depot app, how doers get more done.
When you realize you forgot to set your fantasy lineup and you just benched today's leading scorer, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance. Verizon, 5G built right. And by the Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Back in Cleveland, 11:06 to play in the fourth. See the Browns with their hands on the ball for the first time since 4:40 that remained in the third quarter. That pass is complete to the 25-yard line to Austin Hooper. And one thing, that ball control ability the Houston Texans have showed, they've taken a lot of the noise out of this stadium.
Well, I think if you're Lovie Smith, you've got to be pretty happy right now with the way your defense played. And right now has to be your best quarter. You know, before that pass, Baker Mayfield was 16 of 18. And they've held this offense to only 94 yards on the ground. Yeah. 2 takeaways, but right now you've got to come up with your best work against a powerful fourth quarter running football team.
3rd and 2. Mayfield looking both ways, now going to run, he'll get the first down. Runs out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Vernon Hargreaves ran him out. It's a first down for Cleveland.
Well, for the second time today, this time the Texans have one safety in the middle of the field and everybody else is playing man-to-man coverage. Everybody's covered up and Mayfield sees it. Look, I can pick up 2 yards. There's nobody there to tackle me, but I would have to think that Kevin Stefanski would have liked to have him slide in bounds because, of course, every second in the fourth quarter counts.
Mayfield throws it this way, and that is completed. 30-yard line. Dimitri Felton. Out of bounds close to midfield. Update time back in New York once again. JB and the coach.
Hard
hard-hitting Pittsburgh and Raiders.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Najee Harris to take this flat pass. He's going to go 25 yards with it. Pittsburgh cuts the lead from 16 to 14. It's getting a little chippy in Pittsburgh. You know a little bit about that, don't you, Adam?
Don't ask, Coach, what I did to him playing cornhole against him this summer, okay?
Hey, Rico, 5'8".
That sounds like serious stuff. Kareem Hunt crosses midfield, brought down at about the 48-yard line. Zach Cunningham, the first to hit him. So what, did you just crush him?
Let's just say, one of us is in the Hall of Fame. Doesn't mean the other guy doesn't know how to win too. You know what I'm saying? I'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha.
I'll leave that between me and Coach Cowher.
Hey, me.
2nd and 5. Hunt, running rule, just tripped up before he reached the 40-yard line. He's down to the 41, but he has enough for the first down. New set of downs, and they continue to move the clock.
Well, this running game, whether it's Chubb and Hunt, and I'm surprised just that little bit brought Hunt down. Just a little trip, and that could have been a lot bigger run. But this Chubb and Hunt, this running game in the fourth quarter has been almost unstoppable. They get better and better as the game goes. Texans got to try to find a way to get in that backfield and force a negative play.
Chubb back in the game, picking his way through the line of scrimmage. Has a first down and more inside the 30-yard line. To the 27 and first down, Cleveland. 14 yards.
You remember I mentioned, count how many times Chubb makes the extra guy miss at the line of scrimmage. Just has a way. He's not Barry Sanders. He's not going to make you lose your jockstrap. But he just has a way on that extra guy that just can't bring him down.
Lovie Smith trying to figure out the answers.
Well, he had the answer, but again, in the fourth quarter, there is something that happens to this running game that just catches fire.
Mayfield pulls it down twice. And the third time, and makes for the sideline. 6.5 to play in the fourth. Let's go down to AJ.
Well, Greg, we're learning that Texans' Justin Reed, you mentioned he had gone out, come back in. He went out again. He has a knee injury and is questionable to return.
All right, AJ, thank you. Key member of that man's defense.
And when it comes to, he's involved. He was involved in 3 of the Texans' takeaways this season.
Push it. I know we're going 5-4-1.
But up front is where the game has to be won now.
Chubb, running room to the 10, the 5, touchdown. Yards.
It's almost inevitable in the fourth quarter. Boy, Wyatt Teller just drives his guy into the defensive backfield. The hole's starting to get big, and Chubb gets stronger. I mean, this is Cleveland Brown football in the fourth quarter.
Extra point is good. We have a penalty marker down.
Offside. Defense, number 37. Result of the play is good. The 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Timeout.
So the extra point is good. Nick Chubb with the rushing touchdown, and we'll be back in a moment.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about today. We're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Today, let's paint with New Bear Dynasty so that you can be proud of your walls.
Where's your furniture?
Oh, we thought it distracted from the new Bear Dynasty paint color. Let me take your coats.
Because Bear Dynasty only takes one coat.
Bear Dynasty.
Go ahead, throw your wine on it. What?
Stain repellent.
It's also scuff resistant. We're paying for that.
Introducing Bear Dynasty, the best of Bear, exclusively at the Home Depot.
I'm game day ready. Let's do this. Don't forget the chips. Nice pass.
Oh, you see that here? Oh my God.
Introducing Solstice Lager by Stella Artois. Triple filtered for a smooth taste with citrus notes and a crisp finish. Exceptionally golden.
That's a good taco.
Dude, it's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich. It's a taco.
Ugh, not another taco guy.
The new crispy chicken sandwich taco from Taco Bell.
Most people are motivated by impulses.
All you can do is tell the truth and hope that the evidence doesn't disagree.
I think we need to talk about why you're really back at CSI.
Nick Chubb, 8 consecutive games now with at least one rushing touchdown. Cleveland rushing the ball. 59 rushing yards on that drive alone, 153 for the game. They totaled 153 on the ground last week at Kansas City. Desmond King will run this one out from about 5 yards deep in the end zone. And across the 20 to about the 22-yard line or so. So Davis Mills, now the man in the spotlight for the Houston Texans.
Started off, tough day at the office, throws an interception in the red zone, misfires to Brandon Cooks deep down the field, and then really responded well. Picked up 4 third downs en route to a 15-play touchdown drive. Really nice strike there to Brandon Cooks. Put them in a position before that monster drive by Cleveland to be in this game here in the fourth quarter.
5:47. Houston down by 10. Mills goes to work. Quick pass over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Pharaoh Brown. 2nd and 10.
Greg, that Cleveland running game, it's amazing because right before that drive, you say to yourself, they've got 98 yards. We've done a pretty good job if you're the Houston Texans. And just like that, 60 yards later, and they've got 154 on a day with a big gainer. Touchdown by Nick Chubb.
Mills rolls, throws, incomplete. And it is update time. Oh, well, penalty marker down. I'm not sure if it's an update in New York standing by or just a retaliation from coach to you.
Hey, bring it. Ineligible man downfield. Offense number 71. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
All right, now let's get you to New York and see what's happening with JB and coach.
Raiders expand their lead.
Oh, Al Davis is smiling right here. The old bomb as the Raiders throw it there at Carr to Henry Ruggs, 61 yards, his second touchdown pass of the day, and the Raiders take a 23-14 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You didn't take a shot at Adam Archuleta last time, did you?
No, he was always talking about a corner.
Okay, oh, I got you.
Is that
LIB's child, red, white, and blue. I'm so LIB proud. My tongue speak Creole. I'm young and hello, Marmon Kanga. Still making music for my people. I know life's a challenge. I'm hoping these words inspiration. Keep pushing, be the difference. Trust the instinct, intuition. Keep the vision, no division. Multiply love in a generation. That's how you move forward in the right direction. Know the opposition, hate progression. Keep navigating Africa's future. I will find a destination. I can feel it in the air, changed by the river. I can take you there. Life ain't fair. I mean it if I say it. Without mama's prayer, would I never made it? I met the road rocky. Someone had to pave it. I'm in love. Tell my mama she a mother-in-law. Tell my fam ganyan kakuye. Ko ballet broke. Pursuing happiness, we can never stand still. That's a scarecrow. Keep your head up, let your face glow. Rep the tribe, let the world know. Kukatana, meaning we I want your honor. God bless Ghana. I'm the stone in the corner. War child, still scarred. Pella and I'm so proud. LIB soldier, I told y'all. I speak in my native. Unafraid greatness inside me. Nubian queen beside me. And she godly. So she guides me. Deep in the valley, she found me. Got my witness without my lady's favor. Would've never made it. The road to love rocky. Someone had to pave it. Y'all know I was born pro-poor. Had fire in me, so I rose from the bottom of the pothole. Black gold, edge and stone, my tight bold. I was once sold, overcame slavery. I'm a brave soul. Pray for me, hold the gates for me. Heaven wait on me, evil pray on me. Duck grace for me, for my day coming. Pray with me.
Pray for Liberia. Pray for my country. Pray for Morovia. Pray for my mother's land. All over Africa. Pray, pray.
It is tough to beat.
Mayfield in a throw, and that's complete. And slammed to the turf is Kareem Hunt by Zach Cunningham. And that'll bring the punting unit done. Should this game stay the way it is, Cleveland will go to 1-1, and then we'll be home next week to the Chicago Bears, who at last word were beating Cincinnati. Houston, on the other hand, would fall to 1-1, and they'll go home and host the Carolina Panthers before they travel to Buffalo. There's David Culley a week ago. He was talking about how happy he was, but his feet hurt. Shoes were too tight.
Those dogs were barking.
Yeah.
But he picked up about a half size in this game, and so he should be pretty happy. 4th and 1, and Kevin Stefanski going to go for it. The way they're running the ball here in the 4th quarter, I would say why not? I would imagine Kareem Hunt in short yardage likes to run to his right side.
Woody. Turbo's hot. Go. Nobody jumping.
Timeout.
And they get the timeout called, and now the punting unit will come on. Yeah, David Culley was telling us that he was at the podium post-game last week, and his feet were hurting so bad he was hoping it would be short. But there's no way a brand-new coach winning his first game is going to get off easy at the podium.
No, not at all. But look, I got to say that you've got to be impressed with the way the Texans and their staff, with 33 new players, a lot of these guys on their second and third football team, a lot of them on 1- and 2-year deals with not a lot of expectations outside the building. I've been super impressed with just the way they've come in and been prepared and ready to play. And up until Taylor goes out with an injury, they were toe-to-toe with, again, what should be one of the best teams in the AFC.
So with 3:33 to play, Davis Mills once again takes the field with the offense, down 10 on the scoreboard. Hey, Inside the NFL is now streaming. The hardest-hitting team of analysts in football provide expert insight and exclusive commentary you won't find anywhere else. Stream new episodes Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on Paramount+. So this is a pretty tough situation for a rookie quarterback. Down 10, you know you have to throw it. They know you have to throw it.
Some things in life, Greg, are harder than others. This is one of them. Yep.
Little screen for David Johnson, and Johnson fights his way across the 20, and a late flag flies in from the secondary. He's down at the 23-yard line.
Holding. Offense. Number 68. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
The center, Justin Britt, guilty of the hold.
Tough block out in space. You can see that his hands get outside the framework of the shoulder pads.
Mills throwing this side of the field, and that catch is made just across the 20-yard line once again by Brandon Cooks.
Well, one thing you can say here about Houston is whether it's Taylor or whether it's Mills, I thought they've done a pretty good job protecting in this game. Really have shored that up and given both quarterbacks a chance to deliver in the passing game.
We said this earlier in the first half that one of the things we'd be watching for is how well they would be able to protect as another flag goes down.
Well, especially when a guy like Taylor he likes to hold the football, right?
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 56. 15-yard penalty. First down.
But one of the places, Greg, where I really, in just 2 games, have seen Taylor improve is in that quick timing game where he has to use anticipation. That wasn't one of his strong suits when he was the starting quarterback at Buffalo. But in this game, boy, they did a great job of keeping the Browns defense off balance with quick hitters and converting on third down.
Mills breaks free, throws to the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Chris Conley. A little escapability shown there by Davis Mills.
Another thing we mentioned at the top of the game was I really feel like Cleveland's defense, they've got some wonderful athletes, unique athletes, and I think they have the personnel. They can put it together.
The pass is complete, and down the sideline and out of bounds at the 20-yard line is Andre Roberts.
If they can put it together, Greg, I think they could be a top 10 unit, but they've got to play better than they have today. Even in this situation in the fourth quarter, you can't allow, with some mistakes a face mask, and then letting Roberts get loose in your secondary. You've got the personnel with a rookie quarterback. You've got to be able to close out this game.
That was a 35-yard pickup, and Mills now giving directions, lofts it, and throws it away.
You know, now all of a sudden it's 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Anything can still happen. So that would be my one criticism is early, especially with Taylor as the quarterback, the defense didn't make enough plays. They went after Ward in that first half. You didn't hear Garrett's name called very often. I would love to see this defense take that next step, and guys with this great ability start making a lot of plays. And again, you've got to smother a team that's on the ropes with a first-time quarterback.
2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz. He got creamed at the 30-yard line. Ball was loose and picked up by a teammate. Marcus Cannon recovered the loose ball, but Grant Delpit came charging in and leveled Davis Mills.
Didn't I just say you've got to smother it, and Mills doesn't see it's a protection. 5 receivers out, no running back, and he just gets plastered. We haven't had a chance to talk about it, but Delpit, he's flashed in this game. He's made some big plays. You know, last year was out with the Achilles. He had the hamstring in camp. But I think he's made his impact felt in this game, and what a blitz to just tattoo Davis Mills.
It's a lot easier to play this game when nobody's blocking.
You're mine, sunshine, you're mine.
Material. Your wisdom, Greg, is just
beyond belief.
I have never. It's impressive.
3rd and 6.
I require and charge you both.
11-yard line for a first down. Penalty markers fly. Mills being chased, gonna run, out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. Looks like this will be an offside against the defense.
Offside. Defense, number 56. 5-yard, 96. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Jordan Elliott, number 96.
Kevin Simmons, this is
So the ball is at the 23-yard line. And 3rd and 12. Looks left, throws left, and behind Brandon Cooks at the 15-yard line. And looks like David Culley is going to take the 3 points here.
Yep, Clowney with an inside move. Exactly what you want on 3rd down. Beats the protection and puts the pressure on Mills.
So this will be a 41-yard field goal attempt by Joey Slye. The lead is still 10. Cleveland 31. Houston 21.
With FanDuel Fantasy, you can make your dream team a reality again and again. Make your pulse go up and down and up again when your team rises in the ranks with every play all day long. And if you get your lineup just right, you can make big season-long wins without the season-long waits. Make every small moment add up to one big moment with FanDuel Fantasy. New customers play free for $1 million. FanDuel, make every moment more.
I've always been running, to meetings, errands. Now I'm running for me. I've always dreamed of seeing the world, but I'm not chasing my dream anymore. I made a financial plan to live it every day.
Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you live your dreams today.
Finally, the perfect ratio of crispy, juicy, tender chicken to pickles to pillowy potato bun, which gives you the perfect ratio of chicken sandwich in every bite of chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
For all of us who weren't born yesterday, there's Consumer Cellular, where you get exceptional value like talk, text, and data for only $20 a month and connect to 99% of the U.S. population. Premium wireless for less. Switch today. Go online or find us at Target.
You found any survivors?
No survivors.
What took so long?
I get it. He's your boss.
His family.
This isn't how it ends.
His family.
NCIS moves to Mondays. Monday at 9/8 Central on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Northwestern Mutual. You dream it, we'll help you plan for it. And by Consumer Cellular.
Back for the final minute and 59 seconds of this one. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt on the sidelines. And Odell Beckham Jr. Right 80! Is that? Baker Mayfield, 19 of 21 on the day. A quietly efficient day in the running game.
But nothing quiet about this running game. It's the 1-2 knockout punch. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, big gaping holes. These guys just get stronger and stronger as the game goes on, and it's not just them. This offensive line up front is about as good as it gets in football. They have just done a great job wearing out that Texans front seven, and you know those two backs are going to find the holes.
Is that? Houston cannot stop the clock. They are out of timeouts, and so another knee. Nick Chubb 5 yards shy of his 18th career 100-yard rushing game. He will not get that today. And we look at 3rd and 12 with 1 minute to play. They are happy in the dog pound.
A little tense around halftime, no doubt about it, but still found a way here in the second half. Efficient passing game, backed up by a powerful, dominating running attack.
Mayfield with the knee, and that will do it for today. Kevin Stefanski, David Culley meet at midfield, each offering congratulations. What a fine day for Baker Mayfield. Lost his steadiest receiver in Jarvis Landry. Still completed more than 90% throwing the football today.
Stayed patient, didn't force anything. When he had to make something happen, when things broke down, instead of forcing it, he took off and made plays happen by scrambling. Didn't ask him to do a whole lot, but what more could you ask? It was perfectly played and executed was the game plan.
So the Cleveland Browns get their first win of the season. They pull even at 1-1. Houston loses its first, and they are also 1-1 on the year. And you wonder what's practice going to look like this week for the Houston Texans.
Boy, that's going to be the story. You got to feel like Tyrod Taylor is snake bitten it to some extent, because boy, when he has had a chance, it's just been something weird happening after another. And again, he had a brilliant start to this season. Just has played perfectly, and here you go, the unknown.
31-21, Browns up next, game 2 of our doubleheader. Stay tuned for Adam, AJ, Gene Steratore, and the rest of our crew. Greg Gumbel saying so long. Let's go to JB in New York.
Hey, Greg, a bounce-back game certainly for the Cleveland Browns as they beat Houston. Let's take you to Las Vegas at Pittsburgh. 2 minutes left in regulation. Let's join Ian Eagle.
Derek Carr has thrown for 382 overall, 2 touchdowns. Ben Roethlisberger, 284, a touchdown and an INT.
And as impressive as those numbers are, we're noticing their offensive numbers. This Raiders team on defense today, they've been pretty darn spectacular in a lot of ways. I mean, the way they've kept them in front, pressure on Ben Roethlisberger, not cracking after some big plays. I give them a lot of credit.
2 tight ends in this formation. Another running play. Barber catapults himself. Joe Schobert hits him down low. And we're down to 1:43 and counting left in regulation.
They're down at 6.
They're down at 6 here for the Raiders. They'll use as much clock as possible. Barber has carried it 12 times, 31 yards. Kenyon Drake 7 carries for 9 yards. Drake also has 5 catches for 46 yards. Another handoff. That play is whistled dead, short of the 25.
Handoff goes to Barber.
So that's a 1-yard pickup for Barber. Derek Carr, 817 passing yards, first 2 games to start the season. The most by a Raiders QB in a 2-game span.
So next week when he returns home to Las Vegas, if they do close this one out, when he's introduced, has he met with MVP chance in week 3?
You like those early MVP chants?
No, but I just know the world. I mean, I know how it works, right?
Yeah, he might hear that.
We were in Buffalo last week, and when Josh Allen ran out, it was MVP.
They hadn't even started the first quarter of the first game.
Just second. 30-second timeout.
All right, timeout call with 24 seconds left. Stay tuned. NFL Today update, time permitting. JB, Phil, Nate Boomer, Coach Cowher, latest NFL scores and highlights coming up. NFL Today update. Obviously, if you're Pittsburgh, you're just hoping for a miss here, and you get the football back with 20 seconds left. A make, and this thing is basically done. TJ Watt forced out of this game with a groin injury. Both teams dealing with a bunch of injuries. Some already determined prior to the game, and then some that took place this afternoon here in Pittsburgh. This is a 45-yard attempt. Carlson has already made 3 today for Las Vegas. Carlson knocks it through. Las Vegas with a 26-17 lead in Pittsburgh. 20 seconds remaining. John Gruden, a smile. Derek Carr congratulating his offensive line. And Derek Carr has put together another highlight reel performance. For a moment there, we thought Carr might be done for the day, but they taped up that right foot. Started accelerating onto the field for the next set of downs and delivered on that bomb to Henry Ruggs III.
You know what I just thought of?
What's that?
Asked John Gruden one time about Henry Ruggs drafting him and what have you, and him learning route tree and all the other stuff. And John said, I didn't bring him here to run hitches.
He's a flyer.
He's looking at me like, what's wrong with you?
$20 seconds left. Derek Carr, 382 yards. We asked John Gruden about Carr. He said, look, I give him a lot of credit. Whoever we put out there with him, he makes it work. He doesn't blink. I've told him, don't worry about the outside stuff, quarterback rankings, any of that. He said, you're our guy. You're a winner. Let's go win games.
And Derek Carr has taken his team to the playoffs once, but was unable to participate due to injury. He wants to take his team back to the playoffs and be the starting quarterback.
Meanwhile, for Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers, still a work in progress. Defense and special teams. Today, the defense couldn't quite hold up against this Raiders cover. And Roethlisberger, who came into the day 3 touchdowns away from 400 for his career, has won as he connected with Najee Harris for the score. But his team is down 9 points on the scoreboard with a matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals next week here at Heinz Field.
Hey, heavy time. No. Heavy time. Lenny.
Raiders safeties drift backwards. Toss it underneath Deontay Johnson. Johnson trying to get out of bounds. He's ridden out of bounds. And the clock will continue to roll. He never quite got there, and Johnson is grabbing at his right leg on the play. And the clock finally stops with 5 seconds left. This happened along the Raiders sideline.
Remember, he hurt his knee last week in Buffalo and was able to come back and play and caught the game-winning touchdown pass.
Pittsburgh player under 2 minutes with the clock running. Therefore, a 10-second runoff is applicable. They're only 5 seconds in the game. The game is over.
That's it. The Raiders with an impressive start to the season. A Monday night win over Baltimore, and then they hit the road to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 26-17. The Raiders are 2-0 to open the season. Coming up next, second half of our doubleheader. A couple of big ones with Dallas and the Chargers, Tennessee, and Seattle. For Charles Davis, Evan Washington.
$1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Yes, so what I'm saying is people like options.
Now you talking about somebody breaking the rules now.
It don't matter, day or night. Use your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever. The point is, you have options. Ah, how convenient.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Introducing new hearty inspirations from Nutrisystem. Satisfying meals with double the protein. Drop those LBs like a bad habit. Just heat, eat, and repeat.
With Nutrisystem, I lost 79 pounds and I feel fantastic.
Get Nutrisystem's biggest and best meals ever. Delivered to your door, ready in minutes. Order Nutrisystem now with free shipping. Call or go online right now and get free shipping. Big portions for big time results.
Before we talk about tax-smart investing, what's new?
Audrey's expecting.
Twins.
We'd be closer to the twins.
Changing plans.
At Fidelity, a change in plans is always part of the plan.
Colbert's New with authors Bob Woodward and Robert Costa, Tuesday on CBS.
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
Coming up next here on CBS, big 425 matchups. Cowboys at the Chargers. That's the big one. Titans at the Seahawks. That's coming up next.
Yeah, Titans, Seahawks. I'm interested to see that. Can the Tennessee Titans fix all the things that went wrong for them in the last week? That's for sure. Can Derrick Henry get going running the football? Because that's the heart of their football team. run it, play action, and then let the defense do its job.
All right, back here in Studio 43, I'm James Brown with the Full House. And as we take a look at the early games, there are some big picture notes from there.
Well, there are growing pains for young quarterbacks. Young quarterbacks struggled mightily today. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Davis Mills, who came in for Tyrod Taylor. And then you see Justin Fields, who also came into that game because Andy Dalton got hurt. And then when we talk about notable injuries, Tyrod Taylor, Carson Wentz, Andy Dalton, and Tua Tagovailoa all got hurt in the early games today. So, man, this is going to be a war of attrition, especially with 17 games.
Yeah, speaking of injuries, there's a couple of guys that stand out today that bounced back from injuries, and they're both on the Denver Broncos. One, Teddy Bridgewater. At one point, we thought his career was over, and he went to Denver, fought for the QB job, won the QB job outright, and he is controlling the narrative out there and playing well through the first couple of weeks. On the other side of the ball, Von Miller missed all of last season with that ankle injury. Now, through 2 games, 3 sacks. So even at his age, coming off of an injury, he's playing very well.
You know, my takeaway, big bounce back wins when you talk about New England, Cleveland, and the Buffalo Bills. When we talk about, are you concerned? No, they kind of proved who they are. They're playoff contenders. But I look at a couple players, 2 quarterbacks to me. Derek Carr, what he's done these first 2 weeks in terms of going against Baltimore and Pittsburgh, averaging over 400 yards. They're 2-0. And how about Sam Darnold down in Carolina? Carolina's off at 2-0. Christian McCaffrey's back healthy, and Sam Darnold looks like a different quarterback.
What gave you the confidence going into today's games that Carolina would do well?
Well, Carolina was impressive. I know they were playing against the New York Jets last week, but they had 6 sacks. They could pressure the quarterback. And I just think Christian McCaffrey is an X factor on the field. Sam Darnold now there with Joe Brady, who's the offensive coordinator. He's got a plethora of receivers right now. And I just think there's a great balance on that team.
Sam Darnold, great design by the offense with Joe Brady, second year in the NFL. It shows. Get rid of the football, get it to your playmakers. What really catches my attention is this. Defense, Bill. Once again, you're always talking offense. I don't know what's wrong with you. But the Raiders, all the question marks about the Raiders, look what they've done the first 2 weeks on defense. How about the Buffalo Bills? I moaned and groaned last week. Will the Bills defense step up to be Super Bowl caliber? They're outplaying their offense right now. San Francisco's defense is tremendous. And you said it, the Carolina Panthers, 2 years of really good drafting and organization and toughness. That's the Carolina Panthers.
The other thing, you were really concerned about Buffalo earlier today in the show.
Sure.
So they figured it out today. But the other one is Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
Yeah.
So they're 2-0 now. They go on the road. They beat Indy. Indy had trouble scoring early in the game. They controlled the game from a yardage standpoint. They just couldn't get it into the end zone. But more importantly, Matthew Stafford was brought there for games like this. Late in games, lead your team to victory. And that's exactly what he did.
So, Nate, let's spin it forward and take a look at the late games coming up on our air. We've got, of course, the late game being Dallas taking on the L.A. Chargers.
Yeah, of course. Dak Prescott, he is one of those guys that can put the game on his shoulders. And what do I mean by that? Even when the run game isn't going, you know that Dak Prescott can go out there and throw for 400, even 500 yards. So I'm looking forward to him getting Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb involved early.
I say high-scoring game. Both quarterbacks are awesome. Dak was off to a great start last year before he got hurt. He picked up right where he left off Thursday night against the Tampa Bay Bucks.
And speaking of picking up right where he left off, we know what Justin Herbert did his rookie season, broke that rookie record with TD passes, and he's going to let it fly, looking for Keenan Allen on the outside.
And you're talking about the running game to complement Dak, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. They talked about what kind of great shape he's been in this training camp. Did not get going in week 1. This may be a breakout game for him in week 2.
Austin Eckler, the Los Angeles Charger, small of stature, big when he runs, man. He can run with power, quickness, all those other things. And he's got the human crane with him, and that's Justin Herbert, who can throw over the defense.
Human crane?
Well, I don't know what else to say. He gets over the top of defensive players. I've never seen a quarterback do this in the NFL.
You talk about talented wide receivers. You talk about a talented group of wide receivers. Well, the Dallas Cowboys have one of the top 3 groups in all of the NFL, led by this guy, Amari Cooper. And look, CeeDee Lamb may be a little bit better, but Amari Cooper, as you know, Nate, is a great route runner.
Yeah, and he started off strong, was targeted 17 times last week and caught 13 of them. But mentioning Justin Herbert being a human crane, he also has a big wide receiver. So think about that advantage. You have a guy in Keenan Allen who can come out of the break, turn around. He's going to be looking his quarterback in the eyes because he can look over the line of scrimmage that he's throwing.
Right. And there's that complimentary guy you're talking about, Boom, CeeDee Lamb. Week 1, 7 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Great compliment to Amari Cooper, and that is the plethora of receivers that Dak Prescott has.
Yes, he does. And here's Derwin James back from injury this year. Is he good? Yes. I mean, he can do a little bit of everything. He can cover. He can play deep safety. He can be an outside linebacker. And, of course, he has a little friend named Joey Bosa that can help him out on the defensive side.
How about Russell Wilson in Seattle? And yet playing against the Titans at home, their home opener, 4 touchdown passes last year. The first 5 or 6 weeks of the year, we were talking about him being the potential MVP of the 2020 season. Well, he got off to a great start. The question is, will they continue to let him be the guy that he is? He's a great thrower of the ball.
Yeah, we might as well call him Mr. September, right? Because he plays well in the beginning of the season. We'll see if he can keep that going. Tyler Lockett is fantastic. Phil, we've been talking about it all day. Wide receivers getting on safeties. If you want something to pay attention to today, if Tyler Lockett's one-on-one, Russell Wilson will go to him. If you see him running down on a safety, that ball is going up in the air.
Ryan Tannehill last week got sacked 6 times. He was playing at home. Now he's playing in Seattle, and it gets loud out there. So I'll tell you what, he better get rid of the ball fast. He better lean on his running back to keep that pass rush off him.
Well, who they need to lean on is the thing called the offensive line, because it didn't do a job last week. They didn't give Derrick Henry, probably their most valuable player, a chance to really get rolling. He makes the team go. If they start running the football, they can do the play actions. We know all that, but it just toughens up the team and gives the defense, hey, you got to do whatever you can to help them out and try to keep them off the field.
And here's your wide receiver number 2 these days in Tennessee, and that is Julio Jones. Of course, A.J. Brown's their number 1 wide receiver. Did not play well last week, was called out by Coach Mike Vrabel during the week. He took a bad penalty and, just hasn't really fit in just yet. The thing about this is in Atlanta, he would be targeted 150 times during the year. Here,
not going to happen.
It's not going to happen in this offense.
Yeah, especially if that play-action football isn't working. If you don't get Derrick Henry going, as a wide receiver on the Tennessee Titans, you have to realize I might not be getting the rock as much as I want to.
And you look at the other game, I tell you right now, Justin Herbert picking up where he left off last year. I think he's electric, and I think he's got a great guys around him.
I'm going to say this about Seattle, their offense. Shane Walter, new coordinator, he barely turned the first page of the playbook. I want to see what else they can bring out this week to help Russell Wilson even more.
That's all the talk. Now let's take care of the action. That's coming your way next.
CBS Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
It's my job to make things right.
The Equalizer, Sunday, October 10th on CBS.
Here are 5 big reasons to buy a Toyota Highlander. Number 5, a 295 horsepower V6 engine. Or number 4, best-in-class hybrid. Number 3, it's all-wheel drive season. And 2, Highlander can do it all. Snow, rain, wind, or mud. And the number 1 reason, a great selection of great Toyota deals. Like 2.49 financing plus $750 finance cash on any new 21 Highlander. Plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. 5 big reasons to buy a Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
I believe in an America where we kneel in devotion, not disrespect. I'm Mike Gibbons. Socialist left, fake news, and woke corporations have one thing in common. They hate America and they hate our faith. They want our money and our minds to replace God with government. But the America I know kneels to no man. I'm Mike Gibbons, and I approve this message. It takes gridiron grit to send these leftist losers back to the bench.
Mike Gibbons for Senate.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Get great offers from GM Financial and $1,750 cash allowance on Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Ohio.
460 new Chevys, Buicks, and GMCs are headed to Chess Round.
You want excitement? Come on in. This magnificent new stadium in Inglewood, California, where the Chargers will host the Cowboys. It's, if you will, officially the grand opening for the Chargers. First time playing here before fans. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. Yeah, there's all kinds of energy. They've got their young quarterback, the Chargers. The enthusiasm is off the charts as the Cowboys are here on this important day.
I mean, you could feel it when we showed up. It was electric. I mean, the fans were here early. They're rocking. And I tell you, when these guys came out, it got really loud. You're going to feel it on TV as we feel it in here. It's going to be a fun one, Jim.
And a chance to showcase, if you will, in a national window, Justin Herbert, this quarterback, 16 games into his career, and he has been nothing short of sensational.
He's been outstanding, and honestly, I think that not everyone really still knows about this kid. He's really special, and I think by the end of this season, you're going to see him climb way up the ladder of quarterbacks, and today, it's a big game, right? This is the starting point for it, I think, for the world to see it.
Of course, they won last week. The Cowboys lost a nail-biter at Tampa. The return game for Dak, and he was also in sharp form last week.
As long as Dak Prescott's on that field, this team has a chance every week. Played outstanding in the first game of the year, but they lost. As great as that feeling is, they played. They've got to win today. 0-2, that's a huge hole to come out of.
So vitally important for them. They've got injuries to overcome. Tracy has more on that.
That's right, Jim. The Cowboys' depth will be tested today. They are without 5 starters. Right tackle Liam Collins out with a suspension. Michael Gallup on the IR. They are also without both defensive ends today. DeMarcus Lawrence broke his foot in practice. Randy Gregory still on the COVID list, and as a result, rookie linebacker Micah Parsons will start at defensive end today and play a big role, Jim.
That is a lot to overcome without both starting defensive ends. And meanwhile, the Chargers won the toss and elect to put their defense on the field first. Chargers 1-0 with the win at Washington, and the Cowboys, as Tony, you emphasized, coming off the loss in the opening game to the entire season for the league